Good afternoon, class. This video is for my B2 course for the upper intermediate. What we're going to do today is we're going to learn about Unit 1.1, Time for a Chat. You guys should have your textbook in hand, so you would be following along just as I explained to you. The first thing that you guys are going to come up to is a story, which is called Eat, Chat, and Make Friends. Once you have finished reading the little story that you have on the top, you have a few questions. It says, some of our most recent conversation topics include, for example, when do you feel most alive? Which 3 adjectives might people use to describe you? And so on. Now, let's take a look at our exercise number 1. We're going to start with the speaking activity. It says work in pairs. Write 3 things that people talk about when they meet for the first time. Of course, you can't work in pairs because we're not in class, but you can work on these activities on your own. So, it says read the text above about a conversation evening and discuss the questions. These are the questions that you have to discuss. Number 1 says, what is special about the conversation? Which 4 conversation topics mentioned would you be the most interested in discussing? And the last question, are there any conversation topics which you would avoid asking in your culture or country? Now, I need you guys to answer the questions on a separate sheet of paper, on your notebook, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Now, continuing to the bottom, exercise number 2 is a listening activity. It says, listen to people at the conversation evening. Which 2 topics from the text above do the speakers discuss? Then, what can you remember from each conversation? You can listen to this as many times that you need in order to understand it. Exercise 2, letter B, then says, listen again. Are the sentences true or false? Correct the false statements. Number 1, the woman would like someone very sociable. Is that true? Is that false? If it's false, where would you fix the mistake? Now, let's take a look at number 3. Number 3 says vocabulary. They're talking about personalities. It says complete the extract from the conversation with words and phrases from the box. This means that in order to be able to work on number 3, to complete it, you need to use the words and phrases from the box on top. Let me read number 1 for you. For me, an important question is, do you or do you tend to be around a lot? So, from the words in the box above, which one do you think fits better? Now, once you're finished with this, you can continue with the next page. We're going to skip letter B just because it says discuss, and we're not together in order to discuss this. But as soon as we're back to class, we will touch every one of these points that we didn't get to. Okay, so go on to your next page. Your next page says grammar, direct and indirect questions. Now, this is something I really want to talk about. And in order for me to cover all the main points, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add extra information in the Moodle platform for you guys to go check it out. So I'm going to add links, I'm going to add charts, so this is very clear to you at the end, okay? So right now I'm just going to go over it quickly, and don't forget to go back to my Moodle platform to get all that good stuff. Alright, so let's go back to number 4. It says direct and indirect questions. Of course, you guys have seen the little message that I've got on the side. That means this video would have a second part. And in that second part, I'm going to continue with number 4, and I'll probably finish unit 1.1. Don't forget that if you have any questions, message me